Good morning to one present here. Very good morning to one present here. On behalf of University of Technology and Applied Sciences ICCDA and the International Conference ICCDA 2023, I welcome you all, and it is my pleasure to welcome our session chair, Dr. Ahmed Salah. He has a vast experience in the field of data science and even networking. He has very good number of publications. He involved in many research projects. It is my pleasure to welcome our session chair, Dr. Ahmed Salah, to conduct this session in a successful way. We have 4 papers which are supposed to start at 10 a.m. but due to some delay we are about to start now, and we have now I just hand over the session to Dr. Ahmed Salah to continue.
Thank you, Mr. Rasha. First of all, we welcome the international conference here by data analysis. Inshallah, we start today by present 4 papers from different fields, from business perspective, from AI perspective. Inshallah, the first paper to be presented with the titles of market time series forecasting by national average. So he's the topic. And you have 20 minutes, okay? 20 minutes.
I will help you to move the slides. You can stay. You need presenter or you need presenter?
No, but I will.
No problem. I will manage.
Good morning, everyone. I'm really honored to be here to present my latest research about forecasting financial time series. If we want to talk about the different aspects of applications of artificial intelligence, one of the most attractive one is financial time series, because through that we can make too much money even at the time of our sleeping, right? Sir? Okay. At first, we have to say why this research title. Data engineering these days is a very popular scope that helps us to have our research to the application very fast. This topic is a very applicational and wealth-making science. And actually, through this, we can outpace the price inflations and something that is really important in forecasting the financial time series is that there's a problem named false regression. And to overcome this problem, we have done trend forecasting instead of price forecasting, because actually most of the price forecasting methods will cause the false regression. So instead of price forecasting, we will do trend forecasting, and I will tell you more details about it. Okay. If we want to talk about the advantages of this research, this method is that, okay, when we are talking about fundamental and technical techniques of predicting the financial time series, this technique is based on the technical one. And this is based on the fact that the price is showing everything. And actually, the history is being repeated all the time, and the price is going back to its place all the time. And through these facts, we are going to determine the trends and forecast the trends for the future. Okay. And for the literature review, we have to review that. Okay, Fama had the EMS theory that is said that we cannot predict the market through the historical data, and this was then actually rejected, and then we have some different researchers that show that actually the big market needs fundamental also. And then in the year 2015 said that the news is enough. It means that fundamental research is enough for predicting the future price of the financial markets. Timmerman before said that it is not. Then we can have it, please back a slide. We can prove that through the science of big data. We can prove that we can predict the future of trend movements through the data science and analyzing the data. And sentence that said, let data speak, will show us that data will show you, if you analyze the data well, you will understand that you can predict the next movement of the market easily. And this is what we call it technical analysis. Okay, the title of this paper is a stock market time series forecasting, a combinational approach, which is a data-driven system, and we have three parts: auto pattern recognition and artificial neural network mixed with isolation forest algorithm. That I will talk about it more. Okay, it is also literature review. Due to the lack of time, we cannot talk about it now. Okay, the data that we have used to train the system is the 10 years of the historical data of different companies like Alphabet, Tesla, Microsoft, and then we have tried to do backtest and understand the accuracy of our system. Okay, the variables of our systems are price, market index, volume, and technical indexes. That we have also implemented the indicators for this purpose. Okay. Why trend forecasting? The reason of trend forecasting is that actually, in a signal, we have seasonal alternatives, we have trends, we have different things. But actually, trend forecasting will show the path which can help us to trade better. Actually, the reason is that it will cause not to follow false regression, and this is the reason why we are using trend forecasting instead of price forecasting. Okay, the main contribution of this research is changing the problem of time series to a classification problem. This is a part that we have defined 6 different classes. classes are defined like this. If we are predicting that a signal is going to have the trend is going to go up, we use U. If we are predicting to have a decrease the price, we use D. And the elements A and R stands for absolute and relative, which we will talk about it later. And this one is flat and this one is unknown. Means that if actually fluctuations that are almost flat, we cannot say that it is a good part for trading. And unknown is actually big oscillations, which again we can say that it's not a suitable position for trading. So we have these classes, and through these classes we can label the data, okay? And after that we will have a classification problem. Okay. The idea of changing the problem of time series forecasting to a classification problem comes with a method of using a sliding window. A sliding window is a method through which you can define some predefined trends, like increasing trend, decreasing trend, flat trend, and unknown trend. And after that, when you are training these patterns to the model, after that we can have we can understand that through the next sliding window, okay, which will be the trend. We have a test duration, model duration, and the pattern duration. When we will actually investigate the model and test duration, okay, then through half signal, more than half, up to 80% of the signal, we can predict what will be the future trend of the market, which will train to the model. Okay, so we have different classes. As we said, we have continuous up, continuous down, sideways up, sideways down, flat, almost flat, and unknown, which has big oscillations. Okay, the best positions for trading are continuous up and continuous down. And actually, flat and unknown are the worst positions for trading. And so we will learn them to the system through training these patterns. Then we can recognize the pattern of the upcoming signal. Okay, the architecture of the model has actually different blocks. The first block is pre-processing of data, which we actually talked about pattern recognition algorithm, and after that we will form the main data module. Main data module contains of the original data and some special indicators that technical experts of financial markets work with this tool very much. And then when we form the main module, we will have anomaly detection block. In anomaly detection block, we will check that when the market has big, for example, anomaly data. One day maybe actually there will be a big news in the market, will have a spike, and it will not be a good position for training the system, and we remove it from our training data. And this block is target labeling, which means that when we have used the sliding window, as I talked before, and we have actually predicted the blocks of actually sliding window, then we will put the target through the trend data, and we say that this is the change from the time series data to the classification model. Then the model will be trained, and the training algorithm that we have used here is artificial neural network, which has used the multi-layer perceptron. The reason of choosing this algorithm and this model is that actually the most strength part of models they are artificial neural networks, and but actually the deep neural networks will cause a very heavy system, and it has a more costs for us. But NLP is very simple system that, besides being simple, it's very powerful for training and actually implementing our system to have a good prediction. So we have these steps: pre-processing, which we identify the trends of the signal; main data module, which we use indicators of technical experts; target labeling, which will cause us to have a good classification problem; anomaly detection, which avoids us to train the data in anomaly. Actually, the anomaly data, we will avoid training the anomaly data; and the model training tool, which we train the model through the artificial neural network. Okay. The procedure, as we talked, contains 3 parts: pre-processing, target labeling, and model training. Okay. Our main modules are artificial neural network and isolation forest. Okay. We use artificial neural network to train the data, and we use isolation forest algorithm for the outlier data detection. The mixture, the combination of these 2 algorithms will give us a good accuracy in forecasting the future of stock market. Okay, these are the patterns that we talked about them before. Okay, this is also the sliding window in which we talked about it. Okay, and about the evaluation, we have accuracy as a criteria of the evaluation, and we have real application for actually testing our model to understand that how it works. Okay, to compare with actually absolute mode and relative mode. If we want to talk about the different modes of our model, we have used absolute mode and relative mode. Let me talk about it a little more. In absolute mode, we use the closing price of each time frame to target to label the targets. But in the relative mode, through some formulas that contains the logarithm, we actually we will compare it to the market index. And market index is different from market to market. For example, market index for stock market is NASDAQ or S&P 500. Market index for the cryptocurrencies is, for example, Bitcoin. And market index for different actually markets is different from each other. So when we are trying to compare our market to the market index, the reason is that we will choose through the actually when we want to choose a market to have a good trade on them and have a good profit, we have to actually consider that, okay, I want to buy, for example, Dogecoin, right? What if I buy Bitcoin? Bitcoin is safer. So we have to compare that through a formula of relative mode and understand that is it actually suitable to choose this market, and it will have more benefits than the market index or not. Okay, through the relative mode, we are labeling the data after some special calculations. Okay, when we train this model and test it, we can see that we have accuracy of 75% for the absolute mode and 80% for the relative mode. And comparing with the latest latest published papers that have used the SVM, support vector machines, for forecasting the market, that had 72% for the absolute mode and 79% for the relative mode. Actually, the papers that this is the highest accuracy up to now, and this 72 is coming in their paper, but this 79 is not coming because this relative mode is something that I have simulated by myself, and they have only used the absolute mode. And you can one slide back, please. And if you compare, you will see we have more percentages of accuracy in our research. Okay, let's have a review. We use historical data to pre-process it and detect some patterns. Then we use some technical indicators to have more and more features. Then through these features, we form our training data module. After that, we will label the targets to have a classification problem. Then we use anomaly detection with isolation forest algorithm to be able to detect outlier data and remove them from our data set of training. And after that, we have training model that we have used the artificial neural networks for the training. Okay. So as we talked before, this is important to have good accuracy for predicting the financial market time series. And we have to actually outperform the market index. So for outperforming the market index, we have to compare it to the index of the market according to the markets that we have chosen. Here we have used the stock market, and the market index is NASDAQ. And through the relative return formula, we have calculated the relative return. And with the relative return, we have labeled our classes, the classes that we have made through the sliding window. And after that, we have formed the data module. Then we have used different indicators that the technical traders use as their main tool of trading. Okay, this is the simulation of the brain of the trader. Okay, then after that, we have data module, which we have to remove the outlier data from that to have a better training. And after removing that through the isolation forest algorithm, then we will learn the model through the artificial neural network, which I have chosen the multi-layer perceptron that is very fast and has less costs. And then I have reached the accuracy of 80% for the forecasting of the financial market time series. Okay? And For the future study, I suggest defining more complicated patterns for training, which we can have different patterns to train them to the model and have maybe more accurate and better predictions. And we can calculate the return per trade for each trade. We can forecast the return per trade to forecast the profit of that trade. Okay, thank you for your attention, and if there's any question.
Thank you so much for the interesting presentation. I do believe you opened horizon for our students, maybe that will inspire them for graduation project if possible. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now we open the discussion. We have any questions? We have 5 minutes, inshallah. Any question?
Thank you for your informative presentation. Really, your topic is very interesting. Now, how your model will take care about the data when there is economic crisis? For example, we have from 2019 to 2022 this pandemic. Now that affects the world economy. Then I think it went down.
Right.
Now the prediction based on you are having this data because your model is based on the historical data. How this will affect the trend or the prediction in your model?
Right. Actually, using the anomaly data module, this anomaly data module we have used once through the training the model. Okay, before training the model to remove the anomaly data, and once we use it through the trading. Okay, when you feel about some special fluctuations that might be something like alert, sometimes people think that, okay, oh, Bitcoin is rising sharply, so let's buy. Okay, our anomaly detection unit will alert that it is outlier data, so don't trust it. But it is not enough, and beside that, we have to form the fundamental research. So we are now working on the neural language, on the NLP. Okay, we are working on neural language programming, which can investigate the tweets. Okay, today Elon Musk is tweeting something, so something will happen in the market. If we consider the fundamental of the market, then we can have a best view. Then this 80% will go to more and more accuracy rates, inshallah. Okay?
Thank you, ma'am, for
Thank you.
your presentation. I have a question. How much amount of data set you used to train this model?
I have used 3 big companies' stock market historical data, each one for 10 years. One of them Alphabet company, one of them Tesla company, and one of them Microsoft. Well, okay?
Any other questions? Okay, actually I have a couple of questions. Okay. First of all, it's discussing data. As far as I can understand, you use the close price, right? Closing price. Because you
For
don't
the
have
absolute mode.
closing.
Yeah, close price.
Okay. Also, I would like to know the time unit. Did you gather the data daily, weekly, monthly?
Daily data from the Yahoo Finance.
And how about the prediction? You know, if you want to forecast something in the future, you should decide the step time ahead. So I would like the step ahead. How many steps do you?
It is a 5 steps time frame.
5 steps. Okay. Also regarding the split, definitely you know we have to split data into training, validation.
Yeah.
So that was mentioned in the paper.
Yeah, I didn't mention.
What
It's
was
just
the
cross-coding. Cross-validation?
No, not cross-validation. I just want to know the percentage.
Percentage?
Is it 80, 20, 70,
70-30.
70, fine. Regarding the source, you answered Dr. Raju. Also, Victor, I would like to know the window size. How did you decide the window size? Because definitely the window size.
Window size?
Yeah.
Window size is almost 26 time frames.
Based on what have you said?
Okay, we can go back on the slides. It depends on our. This one was okay. Sorry, go forward. No, it's okay. Okay, this is the size of our sliding window. And the reason why I have chosen, actually, I chose it, now it is the second paper that I have done on it. And the day, I remember it was 18 months ago, I was working on that. The reason of choosing this, I think was, there wasn't actually balance between the number of our features and choosing this actually time steps. We have features like closing, opening, high, low. Actually, we have volume. We have 5 indicators. So up to here we have 10 features, and we have a target labeling data. And this is 6 plus 5 actually 5 empty to predict the next 5. And this is something about 20, 25, something like that.
So I do believe there is a chance here, or there is a room to maybe to enrich the results by trying valid size of window size and then report to select the best size. Usually we do so. For example, here the window size is 18, you can try 16, 14, 20,
yeah.
And then you can produce different data set and report the best window size. This is possible to improve the
right.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks so much. Sorry, I have still just
no problem.
Just one question regarding the evaluation metric. You used only accuracy, right?
Yeah.
But the problem of accuracy is that you are reporting the accuracy collectively because you have 4 classes, right? Or 6, yeah. Because in the table it is 4, but in the presentation it was 6 classes. So how many classes do you use? 4 or 6?
I have used actually here in the actually flat and unknown. I didn't consider for
so
that.
2 classes. Consider only 2 classes, or how many classes?
No.
4 classes, right?
4 classes.
Okay, the problem with accuracy is that we have a collective number. For example, 80% for the entire 4 classes. But maybe one class, the accuracy is very high, like something like 90%, other class 25%. So I do believe if you report the confusion metrics, at that time you will know the accuracy of each class. That will give more insights regarding the results.
I remember that I use balancing method. Okay, for the training, first I have brought the data. Okay, for example, for up, I have considered that this one has 60%, and flat, for example, has okay. It depends depending on that. I remove the data and I balance it for training. This is the reason why I said maybe the accuracy is enough. And okay, but for the future, I will focus on the confusion matrix because it has more aspects for the scientific papers. Sure, thank you.
Thank you
very much.
Any other question? Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
they have more than one the average level is in
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone. I welcome all of you to the International Conference on Reading and Data Analytics 2023. And special thanks to Dr. Shahid Hussain for accepting our invitation to be the session chair for this particular session. And I thank everyone for taking time out and coming and attending. Students, especially for you guys, you will benefit a lot out of this session, and please be active, and you will be given opportunities to ask questions in this after the session, inshallah. Okay, and we have our participant, and his details will be given by Dr. Shahid, inshallah. So I hand over the platform to Dr. Shahid, and he will take care of it from here. Thank you, Dr.
Thank you all, and I welcome all of you for this session. Inshallah, it will help you to get some insight in the current trend. And I welcome particularly Dr. Satyanarayana Mishra, Dr. Balaji, and Dr. Senthil Kumar for their participation in this conference. Now I would like our first presenter, Dr. Satyanarayana Mishra from China, Utah, to present his paper.
Good morning, everybody. Distinguished Chair, Dr. Said, academicians, faculty, gentlemen, madam, students, good morning to you. Assalamu alaikum. I will be presenting my paper. I have analyzed the data for the mothers, those are going to give birth a baby, and the nation is concerned for the low birth weight. In many countries, this is one hot topic. They are doing their research so that from the beginning they will take care of the baby. And the nutrition for the mother is important for the government, and the machinery will take care of it. This is the data I have collected from ICCDA. It has been collected in Assam, Kojigaon, Kokrajhar, Assam, India, in the Gorimari Hospital, Dhubri, and they are trying to take care of the mother before the baby comes into this worldly world. So, please, previous. We have 19 columns, 19 variables, and 1801 mothers, their data is present in this data. The attributes, those are very important for this analysis, were 18, and we have three classes of babies. The first one, low birth weight baby, we have identified it as one, then normal babies and overweight babies. But for my analysis, I made it in two classes because we are not bothered for the overweight babies. I have mixed them with the normal babies, and we started analyzing the data for the mother. Actually, I wanted to know which factors are dominating to identify that the baby will be a low birth weight baby, so that we can take care of it. If we will go to the data set, these are the description of the attributes which were taken care, socioeconomic condition, whether the mother is from a rich family, poor family, lower middle class, or like that. The age of the mother, how much, what is her height, what is her blood group, what is the parity, number of previous pregnancies. If it is there, they noted it down, ANC, and it can check whether she was coming to the hospital regularly or not. If she came, when they came, then initial weight from the day of conceive, the weight of the mother, final weight at the time of birth, giving birth, what was the weight of the mother, blood pressure in the beginning and at the end. Similarly, hemoglobin count, initial and final hemoglobin count, blood sugar, whether she is diabetic or not, and what is the term and preterm for the conceive, and what will be the sex of the baby, and what is the finally the birth weight. So when I started checking the data, these are the three classes I told you. 1 for low birth weight, I get 2 for normal weight, and 3 for overweight babies. Finally, I added these two. I kept only 2 classes, 1 and 2 for normal weight babies and low birth weight babies, because my concern was for the low birth weight babies. This is the data. Some from 1800 mothers, they have collected it. I have taken it from ICCDA, they have published it, and this was the data. When checking the data, the first concern was the names they have given was little awkward, which cannot be used in a program. So first I handled it and changed the names and made it suitable for my analysis. Please. So the usability, they told in the published data set, they told we can use for machine learning, for supervised learning, and it can be used for healthcare, specifically dealing with nutritional status and its variety of correlations with infectious diseases, non-infectious diseases, and other abnormalities of the body. I did not do that. This is the medical part. I did it that what are the mother's condition so that we can take care of the mother. Yes. So the new names I proposed, these are the new names, and these names can be used in a program. I tried first the conventional data analysis softwares available, but those softwares, they need the data filtered and cleaned in a manner so that they can use it. So, including MATLAB. So I started cleaning the data, and at present the data is in a condition MATLAB can take it. And I am going to publish a paper next time using MATLAB. But in this time I have used Python, basic programming, to clean the data and to have a conclusion on it. Please next. And after making this data, the data set looks like this. This is the final shape of the data. There were only 800 data without any missing values. So all the missing values, first they are taken care. If they are like with mixed numbers, the missing values were replaced by its mode, otherwise by its average. In some cases I took the average, and in this blood group case, maybe they didn't know there were huge missing values. So in some cases I have incorporated, or I added it to the normal blood group of a human being that I put, and finally I made the data set to run in any program. Please. statistical analysis of the initial analysis of the data is like this. All the mean, standard, and all these things were taken care. Whether the data was balanced or not, I wanted to check first. Please go to the next slide. The graphs shows the data became balanced. I used caching technique to see the outliers and try to make the data balanced. So as you can see, this age group is now mostly balanced. The distance between the mode and mean is nearly getting near. Before it was very long, and the data is, that shows the data is processed properly. Next graph. Here also the weight of the mothers, it is a very much balanced data now, which can be used in any software, and it is working. So I tried and tested it. Next is. Here also the blood pressure of the mother, that data is also showing balanced. This one, they have, this one, these outliers I cannot suppress. I kept it like that, but the data is in good condition. Hemoglobin counts. Here, these outliers we cannot take out, but this group and another group, they are distinctly balanced. That's why I kept this data and used it in my program. Please proceed. Always the government thinks about the socio-economic condition of the mother. If the mother is from a poor family, they think that they will give birth a low birth weight baby. So they take care of the poor only. They don't think of the rich also can fall into that. God is kind, and it is in His hand actually. So they follow the poor and they try to take care of them. Please go to that. But if you say only small data is available for rich people and big data is available for below poverty line BPL class of people. So it was a good data set to be analyzed perfectly. Mostly in India, poor people they go to government hospitals, rich don't. Very few they avail the opportunity. So it's a very good data set to be analyzed, and it was collected from ICCDA. So the standard of the data was there, but I had to work a lot to make it usable. I have chosen the common classification technique, decision tree technique for this project. And I obtained a decision tree for this. That decision tree was not looking good. I did not keep it in the slides, but I have used this formula to classify it. This is the impurities in this was Gini impurity, entropy, or variance. Generally, I consider Gini impurity to take care of this classification in my program, and I finally obtained a confusion matrix in which the data is showing, which is pretty good. The confusion matrix is here. From the confusion matrix, I can extract some result now. Please go to the next slide, please. And I found the training performance. I made it 70%, 30% data. 70% I kept for training it, and 30% again divided it 15% for validation and 15% for testing, whether it is giving a good result or not. The accuracy I would get 79%, recall also 79%, precision 80%, and F1 score was 70%. But validation is also coming near to that. In testing also, all the things in accuracy, they are nearly same. So the model was working very nicely. finally I obtained a result. I found these are the dominating factors for a mother. These attributes, if they are there, then we can say that there will be a low birth weight baby from the mother. The first one with highest impact factor was the height, then blood pressure, then initial weight of the mother, age of the mother, final hemoglobin value, final weight of the mother. Like this I found, and I put it in a graph to check, sir. These are the maternal features. Those are important for a mother to be seen. If she is coming in this category, if she is having these things, we should take care of her so that the mother will not give a low birth weight baby. My son was a low birth weight baby. He was a lecturer in California State University, USA. Now he is working as an expert in data security in Boston. He is 26 now. I suffered a lot to see him alive. Now he is doing it. This is my presentation. I analyzed and I found if these symptoms are there, the mother may give a low birth weight baby. And this low birth weight is really a problem in the childhood of the baby and in his when he grow up also. So from the beginning we should take care of it. Thank you so much, students.
Thank you, Dr. Mishra. Any questions from audience? You want to ask any query?
Thank you so much.
Doctor, have you tested your approach with some other, because there are so many, you use supervised learning and that one is also decision tree. One of the,
Sir, we are putting it in matter, I told you.
that is about the tool.
Yeah.
I'm asking about another approach.
Decision making using, this is random tree, random forest, and I have tried with random forest also, and the basic one was, I forgot, I have used 2-3 things and this was the best results. So,
You have to present that, okay, you tried these.
also neural network I tried, sir. I have used a neural network for this also, and the result was little less, so I did not
That
consider.
also you have to present that, okay, you tried these technique and this was the result. So according to your experiment or your work,
This is
this is the best one.
Next step, sir. I am going to compare the results for different techniques. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Now I would like to call Dr. Bala from UTAS-IBRI to present his work.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This is Dr. Balaji and my colleague Mr. Senthil Kumar. We are from UTAS-IBRI. We are presenting a paper on empowering education, revolutionizing academic advising in blockchain technology. Actually, I would like to start with the history of our research. We started this research in the year 2013. The first purpose of this research is to find out, do we need academic advising? Because most of the time we find it very difficult to get the attention of students, bringing them to the advisor and advising them. It's extremely difficult. And particularly in the first 1 or 2 levels, getting the students to the meeting is extremely difficult. So we have to run behind them. Sometimes we have to go to the class and catch them to advise them. Okay. So the first research what we did is advising is required, and is it really giving impact on the students' performance or not? Then we presented a paper in SUR conference, I think so. That was the first one, and we really felt that yes, it's playing a major role in improvising their performance in the classes. Then what we felt is we want to find out how far it is difficult for the teacher to advise the student. When the students are coming to you, you don't know whether the information given by the student is exactly the same thing or not. Then we are not getting access to most of the data, like your students' attendance we are not getting, your quiz marks, your mid-exam marks, or how you are performing, you have any issues or not, we are not getting any of this information. So what we proposed is, in the second conference, we want to find out what all the things should be presented to the advisor to advise in the proper way. We felt a few things are important, like getting attendance, the students' problem, the students' history, all these things. So we propose to have few systems or a few privileges to be given to the teachers so that they can get the information and they can advise the students properly. Plus, we need a counselor in the campus. That's why we presented in 2019 conference, and that paper got a best paper award. And we developed a couple of systems for supporting the teachers. Like we have a few systems like ARMS and sameness options. What else we are having? 2-3 systems we are having, but the thing is, these systems are isolated systems. They are not interconnected. So every time what the teacher is supposed to do is, the teachers should get the information and feed it in the system so that they will get the information. These are all the drawbacks of academic advising for the teacher. If we take academic advising, where it should start? It should start in the level, foundation level itself. From the foundation level, if advisor advising the student, and the same advisor advising till the graduation, then we felt that academic advising is more fruitful. But unfortunately, what's happening here is, in foundation we have a separate advisor. Once they come to level 1, again they are assigning a new advisor to the students. Then they go for level 1 and level 2, and they select a major. Again we take the students from that advisor and give it to the advisor who is specialized in that particular area. Then based on the numbers, sometimes we want to make arrangements, we take some students and shuffling them here and there. So here the teachers are not able to get the complete history of the students, and they are not able to advise to the students in a proper way. So this is what we felt. So to avoid all these things, what we prefer to propose is, we want to go for an advising system starting from the foundation. You may have any number of advisors, but maintaining the records is more important. So whenever I want the information, if I am able to get the history of the students, then I don't need to bother about changing a student from one advisor to another advisor. If I am getting all the information with me, if I know that what happened in the foundation, what happened in the level 1, level 2, sometimes students' performance is good in foundation, after they come to level 1, level 2, their performance may go down. Or they may perform well for previous semesters, and all of a sudden in one particular semester their performance goes down. So when we want to know about their exact history, we need that information. Not only the present information, we want to know the history of the students. So for that, we want to go for a system, advising system based on blockchain technology. Why we want to go for blockchain technology? Because it's a decentralized one, then ledger based, and we cannot go and change the previous data. You have a security for that previous data that cannot be tampered. It is fixed. So once it's come to you, only you can make the changes only with your current ledger. And that ledger, when it goes to the next person, that person will have another ledger copy, and they can have all the information what they want from me, and they can add whatever they want. But they cannot make any changes, come back to using the previous as they cannot come to me and make the changes. So we felt blockchain technology will be the apt technology for the students advising. So first what we can do is we want to start a Genesis block when they join in the foundation itself. The Genesis block will not have a previous hash, but otherwise the block structure will be the same. They will have all the students' information. Here actually we created a database also, what all the information is to be kept here, but we are not presenting it here. We want to go for a more detailed technical paper in the coming conferences or journal papers. In this one, we just giving as a proposal only. We created a database where what all the informations are required for the students, apart from the basic informations like student ID, student name, all these things. The main role is to know about their behavioral characteristics. Your CGPA we can get it from CMS. Your semester GPA we can get it from CMS. So we are not bothered about these things. We want to know what is your interest, where exactly you are falling, what is your specialization, how you are performing on a particular subject. So based on that only we usually go for selecting the major. So we are concentrating more on the students' behavior and social environment. It doesn't mean that we are not bothered about your technical information. We need your academic information, so your performance, all these things are required. But we are getting that information from CMS or SAS. We want to concentrate more on your behavioral characteristics or your interests. That information we want to store it in the blockchain, in the Genesis one. And whenever we want to shift from one advisor to another advisor, here using this decentralized technology, we want to create a new ledger using the previous hash which connect to the Genesis one, and here they cannot go back to the previous one and make any changes, but they can add whatever they want. Here each and every block should be accessed by two people. One is their advisor, the second one is the college or the campus counselor. Every college having a counselor, am I right? In the campuses we have the counselors. So the counselors also can access it. But one suggestion what we are insisting is the counselors should not attend to the people only who is visiting them. When we conducted a survey with the students, most of the students feel little shy to go to the counselors. They feel that if we go to the counselor, the people may comment on us that I have some issue, something like that. They feel little bit shy to go to the counselor. So to break that one, the counselor should have a session for every class or to the level of students. They have to meet the students at least in a group, and they have to take out that fear from the student, or they have to convince the students that it's not something wrong. When you go to the counselor, you don't need to feel that you have some mental issues. It can be for any reason. Just like that, we can go and meet them. They are here to support us. They are the supporters. So the students are supposed to go to the counselors as a normal one, like meeting advisor, they have to go and meet. This is what we want to do, and these two people should have access to the blocks. The block structure will have only this information. One is the student ID, that will be the key, and they will have the previous hash for referring to the previous advisor. Then we have the behavioral information of the students here. So whenever we change the advisor can take all the academic information from SIMS, and they can go only for giving the behavioral nature of the students. This will really help the advisor to advise the students to perform better in their studies. When we conducted a research with the graduating students, the most of the graduating students who perform better, they take a lot of help from their advisors. those students who are going out of the campus for any reason, academic reason or whatever it may be, at least 60 to 70% of the time they are not having regular contact with the teachers. So all these informations also we have to store it in the blockchain, and the blockchain should be linked with the IoT technology or smart campus technology, and the smart campus technology should they have to inform the students and their parents as well as to the academic heads that these are all the students in lack of advising and they need more attention on their performance. So this is what we are proposing here. Okay, but when you are proposing this particular system, there are two ways we can do it. We can go for public blockchain, or we can go for private blockchain. When we go for public blockchain, if at all we are going to connect all the campuses, then we can go for a public blockchain. If we are not going to connect all the campuses with the ministry and Ministry of Education and all, then it's better to go with the private blockchain. When we go for public blockchain, we have a few issues like storage, using of cloud computing. These things are there, and scalability we find it very difficult. But when it comes to the private blockchain, then it will be more easy for us to utilize the existing infrastructure of UTAS. All are having, we have our own database server, we have a well established the resources we have. So we can utilize our resources and we can go for a private blockchain, so that it will be easy and the latency time will be very, very less when compared to the public blockchain. The drawback of public blockchain is latency time is a bit high because we want to store most of the information in the public cloud environment. But here we can go for our own resources, and so latency time is very easy. Privacy and data protection, when we go for this public blockchain, then the security issues we have to give it to the cloud. But when it comes to the private one, we have our own private network, it cannot be shared with the public people. So here we don't need to much bother about the security. And smart contract security, we can go for to prevent the vulnerability of the data, because we are not having a normal academic information which can be shared with anyone. We are concentrating more on their behavior and what support they need. We have few of the personal informations, so we have to go for a smart contract security, which is very much required for preventing the vulnerability of their data. The cost and resource utilization wise, whatever we are having, that's more than enough. Almost 70 to 80% it's more than enough. Only thing we have to concentrate, we have to spend some cost on the programming part. Otherwise, the infrastructure wise, we no need to go for additional investments. When we go for this regulatory compliance challenges, since the data privacy and security regulations already followed by the UTAS, we don't need to again concentrate much on going for special permissions from the ministries. Okay, so that's the reason we prefer to go for private blockchain. If we go for public, then all these things will be the issue. We have to again concentrate on resources. Again, we have to invest on some extra amount on public cloud. Then we have to go for smart contract security issues with the cloud and the UTAS. Then regulatory compliance also we have to follow as per their terms and conditions. Okay. So here we listed a few conclusion points, but what we felt is we want to make it little bit bigger, because we want to include the advising details even from the school level, so that it will be more effective for the advisor to know the history of the student and how it can be implemented in the campus level. Here blockchain advantages what we are having is we can manage the document across the departments without duplicating the version. So when we are having a new blocks, when we are creating it, we are not going to duplicate anything. We get all the informations from the previous one, and what we supposed to do here is we have to create our own records about the students. So we are not duplicating anything. The educational landscape is blockchain transformation education, and it's enhancing the transparency, security and efficiency within the private blockchain. Then robust experience in the sense it's collaborative first of all among the key players, the role players for the students' performance, and students are focused on educational experience. So this will be more effective advising system for the UTAS. So here we have a few drawbacks are there when we go for the implementation. These drawbacks should be handled as and when it arises, because since it's a new technology, we want to implement it, and this is entirely a new one for educational field. As per our information, when we conducted research with the higher education institutions in Oman, no one is using this blockchain technology, including SQL.
Some European countries and India have implemented blockchain in education institutions.
Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, in India they have implemented, but it's not for the advising, but for maintaining the students' progress. When a student join in the first standard itself, they are creating a data, and data will be created as a blockchain till they graduate. And even if they are taking any additional courses also, they are linking with it, and all these things they are giving as a single chip-based card. So when you go for any job, just give your card and they will get the information.
They will give a student ID, they will give a number for that, which is a unique number. And once the organization, like you say for example, you are getting appointed in a company or you are called for an interview, you don't have to take your certificates, go there. They have to give the number to the server, and the data from your kindergarten, from your primary to your PhD, whatever you are studying, wherever you are studying, all the data pops up on the screen, and there is no need for authentication because it comes from the recognized government websites, from the web servers. So only thing is these companies, they have to register and then they have to get the data. So as a candidate for job employment, you just go and give your number, like the civil number what we are using in Oman. Your driving license, your resident card is the same. So to get your driving fines, you just enter your civil ID and you get a deal. The same thing is applied for education institutions. So this program has been implemented in Government of India web service.
It's a hybrid one, including cloud and blockchain. They are combined together, and all the certificates are stored in the cloud. Okay, digital cloud. And they have a blockchain technology also for maintaining all their records, and each and every institute create their own ledger, and the final chip contains the previous hash that collects all the informations from that hash, and it gives the information to the employee. Okay, this is not only for the employee, even when you want to go for your own higher education, just by giving that card you can get all your information, or submit all your information to them. So no more attestation, running here and there, HR ministry, all these things.
You don't have to go to the previous institution, get all the CDPs or whatever documents is needed for the next college. You just go and give your number, everything they will take it from the previous institution, from the recognized web service.
So this is our conclusion. Like that, if we are starting, if we have a tie-up with the Ministry of Education and the higher education institutes in Oman, and we start advising from the school level, it will be more, advising will be more efficient compared to what we are doing now. Frankly speaking, what we are doing is, at present, what is the situation, only for that we are advising. With that one, efficiency level is a bit low. When you are taking the complete history and when you are supporting the students in a psychological way as well as in an academic way, it will be more efficient. Actually, our TRC project is also got approved for smart campus. This is one of our scope. If possible, we will go for a prototype of the system. With this one, so we conclude our presentation.
This is our presentation, and this is our research. It's just a part of a larger problem. Every problem has a solution, and every solution has many problems. So this is some of the key points which we found out during academic advising, because for every level we are facing so many challenges as advisors and our students. We see a lot of problems when they come and talk to us. So if you are interested in blockchain or if you are interested in academic advising, please contact us on these email IDs if you have any questions. Apart from the questions what you are having now. So please feel free to contact through the mail IDs, and we will be happy to welcome any members who are interested in research. I know research is not a cup of tea for everybody. It's like you need to have your own taste. So if you are interested, just contact us and we'll be happy to include you in our research. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
Any questions? I know many of your students, the academic advising is like out of your. This is exclusively, this paper is for teachers and academic advisors.
Okay, actually, since we have actual advising for like 10 years now, so you have mentioned that you want to save the student behavior as well. So what kind of behavior do you talk about exactly?
No, not coming to the class regularly. If you ask a student when he crosses 10%, 15%, they come up with so many problems, low attendance. The CGPA or the GPA of any course, it drops because of their lack of attending classes. So if you talk to one student, they will say, teacher, I was not well, I did not have my car, somebody passed away in the family, we went for something, and this continues. And it's not only one student. For a semester, when I talk with 10 of my students, when they have lack of attendance, that directly impacts the performance in the final exam. No matter how much they study, some of the questions, what comes in the question paper is not from the material, it's from the teachers talking inside the class. When they don't attend the classes, it has an impact, and this demotivates them for the next class. That I'm very sure. Okay, for the last 10 years I've been being an academic advisor. I can guarantee that if the student is not attending the classes, it has an impact on the CGPA. Now, when the CGPA comes, like I'm expecting 2.7, and if I'm getting 2, they sulk down, they sit down, and they never get up. It's very hard for you to push them up. So, how do we improve the CGPA? One way is how they present their answers in the script, and for that they need a basic classroom attendance. Studying, everybody can study. Memorizing, everybody can memorizing, but presenting that things on the paper is what that 2 hours is. When we are assessing,
what we have discussed or what we have observed from the student is they are comfortable with only a particular type of advices. When you change from that advisor to another advisor,
they don't go.
Even though they advise in a proper way, they give all the information,
they don't
but they don't feel secured with them. And when we discuss all these things with the counselors, they categorize the people with some medical term that we want to include it. Actually, that medical term, they say that with these kind of people, they are comfortable with only this kind of people. So that also we want to include it.
Because you have mentioned that we need to use IoT like in application and posting. So I thought you are meaning that how do they act inside the color, something like that?
Because your question is still unanswered, because I've given only one psychological aspect, which is lack of attendance. The second thing is how they perform in the exams, and some of them they have the fear of exams. The assessments, like you say quiz tomorrow, they are absent. For a normal day, when you say anything, they come for the classes regularly, but when it comes to assessments, they have this fear. So, is it because the fear of failure, or is it because the fear that they have not studied well? They have attended all the classes, but if you give a quiz for 5 marks, instant quiz, some of them they can answer quickly, but some of them they struggle. So we have found out 2 behavioral things which is like that. So we are planning to include, because it's a psychological aspect, there are so many factors, and we cannot classify every student into a particular set of behavior classification, because the minds are completely different, and we have around 127 personality traits for every person. So which is predominant and which is dominant, we don't know. So it's very difficult. So we are thinking of some psychological models which can be included in this, but that's a long shot, not immediate, because the problems what we are dealing, academic advising is one-to-one. And there are certain aspects like, please don't take this personally. Academic advisors also have problems. It's not only the student who's having a problem. I can have a psychological issue and I can deal with my student with my psychological issue, which means I'm passing on the hot potato to him. So there are two people who are involved in academic advising. We are concentrating only on the student, but here we are not talking about the personality traits or the personalities. We are planning to do the system, the organization of the system where the records are maintained. That's it. So I think I have answered your question. So all the other points is added to that. It's the spices on top of it. The crux is.
It's a huge project.
Yeah.
It's a very big project.
Actually, Doctor, I would like to add one more thing to this.
Yes,
there are many students who come and ask me, teacher, I don't understand how my absence in the class is related to my performance. This is their question. And they say that, teacher, say for example, if I'm see now, those days we had only one source of knowledge, right?
Yes.
Now we have YouTube with Arabic channels and we can learn from them. So just making them, forcing them, you need to have at least 20% attendance, that's not fair. But then I tell them your thing, the exam is not only from the books or from the slides. Whatever we have discussed in the class, it can come from there also. So you need to be there, and your friends will not exactly give word by word. So this is the so this I particularly agree with your opinion. This is true. This is the only motivation factor with there.
Any questions? And we are open for questions.
Thank you. Anybody?
Now we are done.
Just one
Yes, sir.
concluding remark I just want to give us. You asked for suggestions.
Yeah.
And for me, the idea is excellent in when we don't go only for academic parameters. We include the personality traits and all. But again, this is a big challenge to identify what personality traits we have to include, number one. Number two, like you gave examples of current systems working in India or in Europe, one thing they are basically on academic level. True. They are not considering these personal things. Okay? And then when we, like for example in Oman, we have a very different socio-cultural environment. So identifying the traits and then collecting that data with proper authenticity, I think it's going to be a big challenge. It's not.
Yeah, it's not easy.
It's a very challenge.
Yeah, but again, that is the main, you can say, the core of that
challenge. Main challenge is that one. Yeah.
Main challenge as well as more, you can say, main USP of this.
Actually, that's the reason we are including the counselors with our project and we are going with them so that it will be easy for us to handle the things. So we use only medical terms. It will not directly hit them.
There are so many personality trait models also which are available. So one of the models which are already worked is the ocean model of personality trait. So,
Nice.
thank you.
Okay. Thank you.